Hi, Weirdos! My name is Ashley. I'm the producer of Keep It Weird. We are a weekly podcast. We are a paranormal investigation team, and we bring you content here on YouTube. So welcome to our YouTube channel, where we're usually bringing you current weird news from all over the world. But this is our new segment, where I will be bringing you strange, macabre, mysterious, paranormal, true crime, scientific events throughout history. So in our first episode of Strange History, we are going to talk about some shit that went down. It was a mess. Okay, so on this day in history, March 27th, 1884, the Cincinnati riots began. Here's what went down. So Cincinnati in the 1880s was pretty tough. They had a rising crime rate, horrible labor conditions, and the political scene was totally corrupt. The leaders were notorious for controlling elections and manipulating judges, etc., etc. And people knew about it. And in February, the month before, they had a major flood that devastated the city. Things were not good. So back in December of 1883, two men robbed and murdered their employer and threw his body in a creek. Not only that, but 7 people came forward to say that these men talked about the crime before they committed it. Despite all of that, the jury returned a manslaughter verdict, which is total bullshit. People went bonkers. One of the jurors got the shit kicked out of him and had to spend the night in jail. One of them was pelted with rotten eggs. One of them had a dead cat thrown in his window. One of them was fired. Like, people were fed up. But not only that, the next day, several thousand people showed up to protest this verdict and the political system in general. And that protest turned into a riot. They actually broke into the jail to take the murderers and hang them themselves, only to find that they had been moved in the middle of the night, so that just made them more angry. In the end, the mob ended up being about 10,000 people and counting. Moving on to March 29th, the mob continued to grow, so the city decided they needed to bring in outside militia. Well, a lot of the soldiers didn't even show up for work because no thank you, I wouldn't either. And some of the soldiers even participated in the rioting. Like, the whole city was donezo. There were several hour gunfights, people started breaking into nearby stores and looting, and they set the courthouse on fire. They blocked the firefighters from getting to it to save the building and completely destroyed it, like burnt it to the ground. Eventually, about 800 militiamen from out of town showed up, managed to squash this. Everyone ended up going home, calming down. The city was fine. But 50 people died and 300 people were injured. Here's my question, and I know it was 1884. Things are different back then. I don't really know the refrigerator situation. I need to brush up on my refrigerator history. But who just has rotten eggs? They just keep them to throw at people? Or, because there were several people that got rotten eggs thrown at them. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in for our very first episode of Strange History. We're going to be bringing these to you 1 or 2 every week or so. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you'll be the first to know when a new video is uploaded. Follow us on social media at Keep It Weirdcast across all platforms. And keep it weird.